everybody, Paul Tech here, and today I got another comparison for you. To my right I got the ZTE Zmax Pro, and to my left I got the LG G2. So I figured this would be a pretty good comparison, considering the LG G2 is one of my favorite devices of all time. I've owned this device for a very long time, and it's just a great device to have. This device was a flagship of its time. Okay, it was released in August of 2013, and this was a device to pick up. It has a really nice 1080p display, a really nice small form factor. It's a 5.2 inch display, very thin bezels, just all around a great device to get in 2013. In the back it does have a 13 megapixel camera. Has the this was the first LG device to implement the back buttons here, so the power, volume up and down. This was the first device to have that feature. Okay, so that's why this device, I really like it a lot, and it's one of my favorite devices, and it still performs very well to this day. So no issues with it whatsoever. It still runs. I can still connect this with Verizon. It is globally unlocked, so I use it on Metro PCS as well. So with that being said, we got the ZTE Zmax Pro here, newly released budget device. Now, in my eyes, if this device was released at the same time as this one in 2013, this would have definitely been a flagship device. With the specs that it is packing, this definitely would have been right up there with the LG G2. First of all, let's go ahead and take a look at size here. As you can see, there is a considerable size difference. This is a 5.2 inch display, and we got a 6 inch display on the Zmax Pro here. Both of these are 1080p displays. Okay, both really nice looking 1080p displays. We'll just start in the front here. Now, the front facing camera on the G2 is a 2 megapixel front facing camera. 5 megapixels on the ZTE Zmax Pro here. Okay, notification light, they both have a notification light. Up on the top here is the G2's notification light, and of course the home button illuminates as a notification light on the Zmax Pro. So there you can kind of see the difference between the two displays there. Again, we got the volume rockers, power button on the side here, and we have the volume rockers and the power button on the back. You know, this definitely feels the and looks like the more premium looking device here. Take a look at the bottom here. So we got USB Type-C charging on the Zmax Pro, and we got a standard USB charging on the G2 here. You got down-firing speakers here, headphone jack on the bottom, which is nice, and both of them have mics on the bottom as well. And as we take a look up on top, we got the headphone jack up on top for the Zmax Pro here. Now, one thing the G2 does have is an IR blaster, so that is something that it does come with, and it also has wireless charging built into this device, so that's another plus with this device. But at the same time, the Zmax Pro does have the fingerprint sensor on the back, which the G2 does not have a fingerprint sensor, so just keep that in mind. Both of them do have 13 megapixel rear-facing cameras, and of course the rear-facing speaker on the Zmax Pro there. Now, both of these do come with 32 gigabytes of onboard memory, but the difference is going to be you get expandable memory on the Zmax Pro. So on the G2 there is no expandable memory. There's no slot for a micro SD card whatsoever. So all you get is 32 gigs on the G2. So keep that in mind. You do get expandable storage with the Zmax Pro, so that's a plus as well. Overall, that's just kind of the way both of these look. Both of these do not have a removable back, so both of these, you cannot remove the back, you cannot remove the batteries on these. The G2 has a 3000 milliamp battery, and with the ZTE Zmax Pro it has a 3400 milliamp battery, so larger battery here. And let's go ahead and the G2, I definitely use this as my gaming device, and as you can see, it definitely has quite a bit of games on this, and I'm telling you, it performs perfectly well. Even for being a 3-year-old device, I still love using this device. So with that being said, let's open up some applications here. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up YouTube at the same time. 1, 2, and 3. All right, I'm going to give that to the ZTE Zmax Pro there for opening up first, of course. And let's go ahead and open up, let's see here, Google Plus at the same time. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And let's go ahead and open up camera application at the same time. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so let's just do that one more time, just to be fair. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that was kind of at the same time. One more time. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm going to give that to the ZTE Zmax Pro. Now, I don't want to go into opening up too much applications, so I don't want this video to be too long and lengthy. Let's go ahead and go to CPU Z here, and let's kind of compare the two. See if I can find it here. All right, 1, 2, and 3. All right, so G2 definitely opened up faster there. So on the G2, you get the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 with 2 GB of RAM, and the ZTE Zmax Pro here, you actually get the Qualcomm Snapdragon 617, but it says 615, but it is a 617. And you also get 2 GB of RAM on this. Now, this is 8 cores. This has 4 cores here. You can kind of see the difference there. Again, both of these have 1080p displays. You are going to get the higher pixel count on the G2. And let's go ahead and just see, you got the Adreno 405 here, and you got the Adreno 330 on the G2. So with that being said, let's go ahead and clear out recent apps. Let's clear them out, and we're just going to do one final test here, one final comparison, which is going to be the Geekbench 3 test. So let's open those both up, accept. So 0.0.2, so this is still on Lollipop, and of course this is rocking Marshmallow 6.0.1. So let's go ahead and run both of these benchmarks, see what we get. So I'm kind of interested to see how these two do stack up against each other. Again, both great devices. I absolutely love the G2. I think it's a great device. It has some awesome features with it. The IR blaster. This can actually record at 1080p at 60 frames per second on the camera. And just an overall great device. And as well with the ZTE Zmax Pro, an excellent device as well. You can't beat it for the price of $99 on instant rebate. So excellent devices, both of these. But I still believe if this was released at the same time as this was, with all the specs that this does have, this would have been a flagship device. It would have been considered a flagship device, and you would have been seeing this comparison definitely in 2013. And honestly, with the USB Type-C, the 13 megapixel camera, the fingerprint sensor, I mean, this is kind of a total package here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the G2. It did finish up first with a single core score of 911, multi-core score of 2,691. And the Zmax Pro is still running the test here. So we're gonna go ahead and wait a minute and see what we get here. As you can see, opening applications, running the same programs. I mean, I've tested this with games and everything. Okay, so there we have it, single core score 733. So the G2 does win in single core score, but in multi-core score, we got 3,048 and 2,691. So multi-core score, the ZTE Zmax Pro has definitely been winning against the Stylo 2 Plus, the Nexus 6, and now the G2. So those are the numbers. This was just a quick comparison between both of these devices. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. I really do appreciate it. Please subscribe for more future videos. And this is Paul Tech, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Okay, bye.